We're back, ladies and gentlemen.
Didn't help.
Did you speak with anyone, Jamie Dimon? Did you speak with anyone?
Well, I watched Jamie Dimon on Maria Bartiromo's show this morning, and he was very good.
Here is what Donald Trump heard the head of J.P. Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, tell him this morning.
Welcome back,
about
ladies and gentlemen.
What was coming if he didn't back down.
How significant would you expect that? Do you personally expect a recession?
I am going to defer to my economist at this point, but I think probably that's a likely outcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because markets, when you see a 2,000 point decline, it sort of feeds on itself, doesn't it? Because it makes you feel like you're losing money in your 401k, you're losing money in your pension.
So imagine Donald Trump with all those White House breakfast pastries spread out in front of him, watching Jamie Dimon and Maria Bartiromo agree that a recession is coming thanks entirely to Donald Trump. The Trump recession had already had a name. As much as Donald Trump loves naming
Come on back
everything
in and
after
get it.
himself, that's the one thing
Come
he
on,
never
get it.
wanted named after him.
We
The
still gonna
next
cook it up and
recession.
serve it to
But
many.
the chances of a recession are still high because after Donald Trump backed down, Goldman Sachs reduced the chances of a recession from 65% down to 45%, which is still dangerously high and much higher than it was on Donald Trump's inauguration day when exactly no one
Lady Boss
was
Monet,
predicting
thank
a
you.
recession
You know
was
they got
even
mad,
possible,
but we had to do
thanks
it.
to the economy that Donald Trump inherited and lied about today.
Biden handed us over a country that was in very serious trouble economically.
W. Rick.
Joe Biden handed him the greatest economy any president has ever handed another president.
That part.
The stock market crash created by Donald Trump could only be reversed by Donald Trump backing down.
All right, so what we're going to do is give W's in the chat for Lawrence O'Donnell for breaking down that scheme. I understand that the MAGA, you Trump supporters, your feelings are getting hurt because the crimes are being exposed. They're being revealed at record time, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. The American people have woken up. W Zeus in the chat. And I'm going to continue to bring the truth whether they like it or not because we got to get it out there. Now, the other thing that I wanted to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we wanted to also get on the record Adam Schiff, who says this is
many of the tariffs he had imposed in this on again, off again, it must be Wednesday, tariffs are off again kind of policy. This has just wreaked havoc on the markets, of course, but there is another profound danger as well, and that is insider trading within the White House, within the administration. You may have seen early in the day Trump tweet this. Now, this is a good time to buy. So the question is, between that tweet and Donald Trump's announcement that he was reducing the tariffs on most other nations apart from China, the question is, who knew what the president was going to do? And did people around the president trade stock knowing the incredible gyration the market was about to go through?
that part.
Because look, this is a president who is trading in his own meme coin even as he's president. His kids are trading in their own cryptocurrency. You've got people like Elon Musk who are doing their own conflicted self-dealing in the administration. In any administration this corrupt, it is more than necessary to ask, were people personally profiting from insider information while people's savings, their retirement accounts, were being torched? So we're writing to the White House to demand answers. Now, I am fully cognizant of the fact that the White House is probably the last place to be forthcoming about this or any other corruption in the administration. We in Congress need to do more than demand answers. We need to do the oversight necessary to get those answers.
Thank you.
To date, Republicans have not been willing to do this. Not when it comes to insider
We expose
trading,
lies.
potentiality, not when it comes to anything. But we have been very fortunate in the minority that so many whistleblowers have come forward with information about corruption in the administration.
Thank you.
Just a few days ago, I held a hearing with people who had to quit the Justice Department, were fired at the Justice Department because they were observing corrupt activity that they would not participate in. We have tremendously benefited from courageous people coming forward.
Go ahead, Adam.
So we invite whistleblowers to step forward. But at the end of the day, we're going to get to the bottom of this, whether people were profiting off the pain of the American people.
Thank you. W's in the chat for Adam Schiff. And you know what? We got a treat from Donald Trump himself, ladies and gentlemen. I think we got to get this on the record, and then I'm going to open up the box and we're going to have conversations. We actually get Donald Trump himself to actually admit that people were making money around him. I don't know if you've all seen it, but it's a viral clip all over X. Let's just get what he said on the record.
He made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
You hear what he said? He made
$2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million.
Woo! And he's pointing to these two guys right there. He made $2.5 million, and he made $900 million. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what more evidence the people need to see that what we just went through with the stock market and these so-called tariffs, definitely looks, feels, and smells like crime. So what we'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. We're going to go ahead and once again send the Trump supporters where they belong, straight to hell, because obviously you don't believe fat meat is greasy. When all the writing on the wall says crime, you still try to turn around and say, oh, no, Daddy Trump is innocent. No, he's not. You know what he is.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to rock and roll, cook and book. W Zeus in the chat. It's somebody wrote insider trading. I truly do believe that. W Zena Smith in the chat. Let's continue. Good morning. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here, and we will get to the bottom of what's going on. Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. DJ. DJ, you decided to come on back. Yes, how can I help you?
Hey, man. I just wanted to come up and say it was a tremendous amount of misinformation you're giving out there this morning, Zeus. That's tremendous.
In what context? In what situation? Where did I go wrong, in your opinion?
Well, number one, your source is Lawrence O'Donnell, who is one of the biggest hacks out there. I mean, he's going to end up at, in the same place as all the other MSNBC hosts that, people get tired of watching and listening to because they just don't buy their crap.
Okay, but what did you have to say about the first part of the show when I pointed out Pam Bondi basically doing a publicity stunt saying they're getting an MS-13 gang member, right? And then we found out today they've withdrawn that case. How are you upset about that in terms of the taxpayer dollars that went into that? Wouldn't that be the definition of waste, fraud, and abuse?
Well, maybe they decided that we're not going to waste any more taxpayer money. We're just going to deport his butt.
No. They withdrew the case entirely and said he's not even in the gang. See, DJ, this is why
deportment of him, Zeus.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
And DJ, okay, DJ.
His lawyer is trying to delay the dismissal of the case. Okay. Because their next step is to deport him.
So why are they withdrawing the case? Why is the DOJ, in your opinion, withdrawing the case again? Because
I don't have enough information to make that call, Zeus. I trust Pam
Okay,
Bondi.
So you trust a woman that just went and did this huge publicity stunt, accusing this man of being MS-13, the top in the nation, number 3, I think they said, and only to get to a spot where they got to withdraw, and you still trust her, even though that's a waste of taxpayers' money. See, this is the.
Would you prefer that she waste the taxpayers' money and go in with a case that for whatever reason she didn't feel is strong enough?
I prefer she actually do her job, right? And if you have evidence that actually can prove these people are doing what they're saying and then charging them with, then fine, go ahead and bring the case. But it's too early. It's like it just happened a couple of weeks ago and now they're withdrawing the case. You're going, what on earth? How did you make such a huge mistake wasting all of that money? Where's the outrage about Signalgate? I mean, DJ, you want to get on a Lawrence O'Donnell.
5 minutes later, you change your mind and you're enraged about something, the complete opposite of it.
Well, he's moving so fast. He's doing so many things. We have to do it this way. But like I said, you want to get up here and try to get on Lawrence O'Donnell. Don't you find it suspicious yesterday that a bunch of people around him made a lot of money and he actually pointed to these people and said, you made millions, you made millions. Did you make millions, DJ?
No, I did not. I made a little bit.
So you think that
and frankly, whatever was made yesterday is more than likely going to be lost. Most of it's going to be lost today. The market's going to adjust. It goes up and down, Zeus. But
Okay.
for the man to say today's a good day to buy, okay? He didn't mention anything in specifically. He didn't talk about, hey, go buy Tesla stock. He basically felt confident that today was a good day for the market, and he made that statement.
Okay.
But you only want to focus on.
So let's do it this
Donald
way,
Trump
DJ.
billionaire friends made all
DJ,
this
let's
money.
do it this way, and this is how I know I got you right where I want you.
Okay,
Imagine,
okay, bro.
imagine Joe Biden did it.
What, I'm not sure what that has to do with anything, Zeus.
What would your response be if this happened and it was Joe Biden that said, "Go buy, go buy some JRB stock right now," and moments later, now 3 hours later, a bunch of people around Joe Biden all of a sudden got wealthier. Imagine your reaction, because you all sit here and accuse Joe Biden of being somehow tied to corruption and making a bunch of money with through his son, right?
Amazing how you pick and choose the things that you want to talk about with Joe Biden. But
Well, admit Joe Biden is an innocent. Admit that he's innocent then.
I beg your pardon?
Admit Joe Biden is innocent then. Tell everyone that you roll with that Joe Biden is an innocent man and that he didn't engage in any kind of corruption.
Not going to happen, Zeus. Not going to happen.
And that's what I mean. This is what I mean, DJ. So there's only
What are you
one.
basing that on asking me to say that for? What are you basing that on?
I literally in my head just swapped out Donald Trump doing what he did and I replaced it with Joe Biden doing it, right? Imagine Biden in the White House with Elon and all these billionaires tanking the stock market, doing these so-called blanket tariffs, you know what I mean? And then waking up and going, you know what? I'm going to put a pause on it for 90 days. You just made $1 million. You just made $1 million. I would love for you, DJ, to just sit here and say, I would cheer Joe Biden on for doing that. But I know you won't say that. And it's
Oh,
the
I
double
absolutely
standard.
say
It's
that. If Joe Biden came out
so
and
then
said
admit that
today-
he's not a criminal because Biden didn't even do anything like that.
Are you going to let me finish, Zeus? If Joe Biden, you asked me the question, if Joe Biden came out and said today is a good day to buy, and the next thing you know, the market is doing really well, why in the world would I have a problem with that?
No, if he said it's a good day to buy JRB stock. Let's start there. Imagine Joe Biden having his own. Imagine Joe Biden having his own stock.
He
Number
said
one.
today is a great day to buy.
DJT
That's what-
stock. He said DJT stock, which is his stock. So imagine Joe Biden just being in the Oval Office having his own stock, DJ. You would not be comfortable with that. Number one. Number two, all of a sudden Joe Biden's point to his billionaire friends talking about how much they just made off of this little stunt he just pulled. You would not be happy with that because if you were DJ, you would go on record right now and say, Zeus, Joe Biden is innocent and he is not a criminal. Because the stuff that you all try to say he's a criminal for doing, which is, tying him to his son, that's nothing compared to what we have going on right now. So I just basically totally destroyed your whole argument, DJ. This is getting old. W Zeus in the chat.
Two things together that have nothing to do with each other.
Oh, well, then admit President Biden is an innocent person and he hasn't done any kind of crime or corruption, DJ. And this conversation is completely over. And I'll consider this you humbling Zeus if you could do this.
If so, what you're telling me is Donald Trump's tweet yesterday about buying stock is supposed to somehow justify what Joe Biden did, that Joe Biden is innocent from his?
No. Let me break it down for you. All right. What Trump did yesterday, a lot of people are saying looks, feels, smells, tastes, sounds like insider trading. Now, obviously, this thing hasn't been adjudicated or anything like that, but these are coming from people who are very, very respectful and knowledgeable of how the stock market works, how bonds work, how tariffs work. And they're saying the timing, the amount of the contracts, they went from what is it? I think it went up 2,100 percentage after the announcement. All right. And they're going, where did they get the information to know that this was a good time to actually go in and make these purchases like that? You see what I'm saying? And then you get Donald Trump going on record and pointing to these people and saying they just made some money. They just made some money. DJ, I don't got to be a rocket scientist to put two and two together and realize something's kind of fishy about this. All right. And the fact that you're not concerned that he subjected Americans, our 401ks, our stock portfolios. He subjected all of us to this ridiculous scheme, all right, in order to help himself and his friends get wealthier, it looks like. You're going to sit here with your whole chest and say, Zeus, I don't see anything wrong with that, but I do see a lot wrong with President Biden and his son Hunter Biden and his brother James. I see a lot of corruption in there. That's the part that I'm trying to get you to reconcile on your end, brother. And you can't do it. Why not?
Zeus, yesterday when the stock market went up, did everybody gain money on that? If you've got 401ks?
Nope. I looked at mine yesterday and I said, whoa, well, how's this thing flashing green? But mine ain't looking like that. So, but theirs is flashing green. Okay. And then you get him pointing out you made some money. And I'm like this, DJ, let's just be honest. If you knew I was about to lift or put a pause on this scheme, and you and me, we were in the same airspace together, and you knew I was about to lift the pause, wouldn't you have an advantage that most Americans don't have?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair statement. I think that's a fair statement. Yeah, I think,
and that's the whole point. And so this is why you shouldn't get on TikTok and say Lawrence O'Donnell is doing something crazy.
Is a clown.
Does he wear orange makeup?
Does he wear orange makeup? He may as well wear a big red nose.
Okay.
More crap than a Christmas
all right. Well, DJ, if he is a clown and Donald Trump really does what a clown does, you're in a world of hurt. I don't even know what to say other than, DJ, please get help.
You complain when the stock market goes up.
And you're darn right.
When the stock market goes down.
If it's tied to Donald Trump, you're darn right. Exactly. Well, if it's tied to what Donald Trump is doing, then yeah, we're going to have conversations about it. And
magic words right there, Zeus. Anything that touches Donald Trump, you guys are not going to support.
I gave you an opportunity. I said, admit Joe Biden is an innocent man and hasn't committed any crimes, and you'll humble me. Will you do that today, DJ? Yes or no? Because I got to move this on. Okay, well then, ladies and gentlemen, DJ,
you know what? To do with the other, Zeus, and you know it.
DJ, unfortunately, DJ, ladies and gentlemen, see, what we got to do is we got to catch these demons right there and let them know, unfortunately, I can't do that this morning. Because guess what, DJ? You see your people there reporting Big Zeus. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's go ahead and send DJ where he came from, back to hell. Alrighty then. See, DJ, you can't have it both ways. I need people to be open and honest and transparent when they come and talk to me about what Donald Trump is doing. If you have a competitive advantage, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, W Zeus in the chat. W Zeus in the chat. I got the account back. All right, you knew that. I wasn't doing anything, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't doing anything, I think, in order to warrant them to do that. I think what they did was they got very, very upset because I called out one of those MAGA demons, and he knows who he is, all right? And I'll do that anytime I get a chance to, all right? And I couldn't do it without all of you brave people, all right? I really couldn't, all right? Because you know what? If you're like these other content creators, if you're just a washed up Snuggles with a bigger microphone, it's still the same thing. You're a Snuggles demon. I know what you did. You went and got your degree from Trump University, and all you do is repeat everything Donald Trump tells you every night before you go to bed. And that's why I do these videos, ladies and gentlemen. I realize Donald Trump just gives you guys a batch of lies to repeat every morning. So when I go to bed now, I do make videos now. Make sure you like them and share them to all the MAGA, because what I'm going to do is make sure while they're sleeping, they're thinking about all of us. I don't got time to play around with these kids. I really don't. All right. Oh my goodness, my good friend CC, I see you. All right. Good morning, Straight Facts. How are you doing?
What's going on, Zeus? How y'all doing up in here this morning?
I'm doing all right. They're worked up this morning. Can you believe that?
I see, Zeus. I see they tried to take you down, but you know what? They can't stop our shine or our mouth because they think that if they give somebody $5 and then that person give them $4 back, they gonna clap and say they winning. And then when I feel it, then when I go in your pocket and take it back from you the next day, the $5 that I handed you, you gonna call that a win again. See, y'all got life and you know what mixed up, MAGA. We tried to tell y'all from the very beginning that he is a con artist, but you didn't want to listen. He up in the Oval Office pointing at his friends. You get $1 million, you get $1 million, you get $1 million. How are y'all gonna come back from this, MAGA? I think it's funny. It's all outdoors because we over here line, dance, sing. You hear me?
Yes, yes. W straight facts.
So when it all hit the fan, Zeus, when it's all said and done, guess what, Zeus?
What's that?
They can say that 92% or 80% had anything to do with this cluster. You know what? They are cooked, and that's why you listen. I got an old saying: you can't be mean and ugly at the same time. You gotta pick a lane.
Hallelujah! Get them straight facts.
Donald Trump is mean and ugly, bruh. So you already know what time it is. I hope y'all learned a lesson, MAGA. I bet you. I know they ain't learned no lesson, not a bit of lesson. But I'm really hoping that you guys learn a lesson. When black women tell you to watch out for the fire, watch out. That's why when black people are in a group and they hear a pew pew or something going on, you start running first and then ask the question after because we are traumatized by y'all behavior. Y'all wonder why we run around here and we're loud and we're talking and we're defending ourselves because it's trauma for us. We understand that they are the ones who did the harm and we are not. So now we are trying to warn everybody when we know the harm is coming. You ought to listen to black women because we know exactly what Trump was going to do. We knew it.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Amen. W straight facts. So straight facts. I had DJ up here, and he's like Scott Jennings. He's totally harmless in terms of but his rhetoric dangerous. Could you at least help him understand the hypocrisy that's going on right now? Because they seem to think we're too hard on their dear leader. All right. But they ignore how they were treating Joe Biden. And maybe you can help these people understand why we're not going to let up.
Period. Not letting up. Zeus, when you gave him that perfect analogy to make himself believe for just a moment that was Joe Biden, if that was Joe Biden, what would their reaction be? And his response was to ask you a question about something totally different. That spoke volume, DJ, because we knew volume, because we knew, DJ, that you understood the words that were coming out of Zeus's mouth, but you chose to answer the question that you posed. We know that you guys are hypocritical. We see how you fanboy over Rump, and if Obama or Joe Biden did the same thing, you guys will be losing your mind. Trump fell asleep in church the other day, and y'all didn't say nothing. But let me say this, Zeus. I don't know if you guys heard about the crypto thing and the back door. I was wondering why he was making such a big deal of the crypto thing, right?
Really?
Well, come to find out, that's a backdoor channel to pay him for, pat your back, scratch your back, and without anybody knowing, because guess what crypto is? It's deregulated, aka unmonitored, so they can move around money any way they want. So if you thought that the swamp and you didn't like inside trading and you didn't like people making money off of the government, then I'm telling you right now, your president is doing exactly that in your face, MAGA.
W straight facts. They don't like us because we tell the truth, straight facts. They don't. They crying right now. They say straight facts, please. Don't say another word, please. But you don't mind telling the truth, do you?
Oh no, the truth is always gonna set you free. And the last thing I want to say before I get out of here, MAGA, you broke it, you fix it. We are going to have us a marvelous summer while y'all try to figure out how to get this man up out of the executive office. Never sycophant for a man, maybe except for if he's Zeus. Thank you, Lefty. Never sycophant for a man. The office of the presidency, the American people are supposed to protect the office, not the man.
Yeah.
Period.
Amen. Amen. AW, straight facts. Hey, MAGA. You all should be donating to Straight Facts right now instead of your dear leader, because she's actually saying it out of love and she's trying to help you. So MAGA, go ahead and support Straight Facts real quick, all right? And to the rest of you, show Straight Facts some love, all right? Because see, this is what it's all about.
Thank you guys for the gift.
They love you, Straight Facts. They really do.
Well, I appreciate them, and you know what? I really, really enjoy being here and talking to everybody and letting everybody know what's going on, because if we don't support ourselves and tell each other what's going on, then the mainstream media is not going to do it, and neither is the Trump administration. We got to make sure that we keep our eye on the prize, and the prize is to protect the office of the president. Y'all have a good day, and I hope that y'all stay safe off in them TikTok streets.
Amen, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, W Straight Facts in the chat. Show us some love. Love you too. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, it's another show of force this morning. We do not have to shy away from getting the truth and the facts out there to the American people. So let's go back to the audience again. Do we have any Trump supporters out there that want to come up here and express how they feel about the information that they've been receiving this morning? It's like the Democrats are really giving back to this country, and some of you just don't appreciate it. All right. I see a lot of people out there getting worked up by the way that I'm running my broadcast. Well, maybe you didn't hear the warning I gave you at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
Lady Boss Monet,
you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back.
Thank you.
It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
I appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to keep doing what we do over here, ladies and gentlemen, because you can see how upset these Trump supporters get. If you go and look at all of the lives that these people hold on the right, they will not have the conversation like we are. I'm one of the fairest hosts, and the people that come up here, these people, they really get real, deep in the weeds with me to try to get the information out there. Now, there's sometimes, you might have a point, and we'll learn something, but 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, on this app especially, or any other social media platform, MAGA does not want to have the conversation. All they want to do is repeat what Donald Trump says, because they know once they start talking about it, it's going to be clear to everybody. They have no clue what the heck they're talking about. You cannot convince me in any other circumstance that taking $100 from me and getting me all worked up and stressed out and then turning around and, let's just say, using MAGA math, you give me the exact $100 back. You can't tell me I should be grateful for you to do that. No, you shouldn't have been playing with my money from the very beginning. Go do that over there on your own time. You do what you want to do with your stuff. But you start messing with my stuff, oh yeah, we're definitely going to have serious conversations. And DJ, that's the issue here. Whatever Joe Biden was doing, it wasn't playing around with my money. It wasn't. Nope. So as far as I'm concerned, we don't even need to bring up anything President Biden did. But what Donald Trump did, he was playing with everybody's money, bro. Oh yeah, we do need to look into that. And if it's not insider trading, fine, let them go. But if Pam Bondi can go after people that she thinks are in gangs, right, and then turn around and go, oh, let's withdraw the case, surely we can go after Donald Trump for insider trading. And if we get it wrong, oh well. You see this, ladies and gentlemen? See this right here? No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet like you, MAGA. W Zeus in the chat. If you're a Trump supporter, please. If you're a Trump supporter, put a 1 in the chat and I'll bring you right on up here. We don't got all day to play around with you, all right? We're going to get you in and out as fast as we can. Identify yourselves All right, put a 1 in the chat. Oh, I see Eric Trump. Now this is oh. Lady Artist, you're a Trump supporter? Lady Artist, are you a Trump supporter? Or you can send me a guest request. That works too. All right. Are you a Trump supporter? Put a 1 in the chat. Some people put ones in there and then they try to trick. They like to try to trick Zeus. All right. But I'm looking in the chat. Go ahead, put a 1 in the chat. I like to go back and forth between MAGA and then somebody who's in their right mind. All right, we'll try Maria. Maria G, are you a Trump supporter? Come on up. I'll bring you up. Lady Artist, I'll bring you up too. And we'll hopefully try to have whoever comes up first, honestly. All right, Lady Artist, you're first. Good morning. How are you doing?
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. You voted for Donald Trump?
I didn't vote, but
Well, what is it that I can help you with? You didn't see anything in Kamala Harris?
No. She's nothing I would have.
Where are you from?
I'm from California, but I live in Vegas now.
Okay.
I'm from a blue state, but I've been red in that blue state for the past 20 years. I've been a registered Republican. I just didn't get a chance to vote this last time. Girl, bye to you too. I am a Trump supporter. I support what Trump is doing. And
but why don't you just want to admit? Why don't you want to admit you voted? Why are you ashamed to admit you voted? Because a lot of people come up here.
I didn't vote. I didn't get a chance to vote. I was something was going on with me at the time.
Well, here's the thing: if you don't vote, you don't have a voice. That's kind of why people are saying I should. That's why people.
Texts every other day from the Trump administration asking me my opinion about the border and if he should continue what he's doing with the people in America. I have a voice, and if you don't think I do, that's just your problem. And I don't really like talking to dumb Democrats like you. Period. But I got up in this box because I want to tell you that Joe Biden is a.
Where'd she go? Did anyone see where she just went? Every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession. So you don't have a voice, and you get into my box, and instead of acknowledging that you failed yourself, right? Because I don't know what you were doing, that you couldn't even make it to go vote. I don't know what the heck you were doing, man. But that right there, that's a failure, right? Now, I voted, so I passed the class. You didn't vote. You are going to have to ask for permission to retake the class and re-enroll, all right? So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is because your ignorance and your pride, they're colliding with each other right now, and it's making you look like something, our parents raised us not to be. You're between Vegas and Cali, and I don't know, you seem like you're an older lady, perhaps older than me, but you haven't learned a thing. Our ancestors, they would be very, very disappointed in you, ma'am. You know what I'm going to ask? I'm going to ask you return back into the comments section, all right? I'm going to need you to sit your special behind down, and I'm going to need you to continue to listen to this special broadcast brought to you by me, Big Zeus, all right? Because I'm going to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between because I saw what I saw. I saw the MAGA demon inside of you. You're at war and you're totally conflicted, ma'am. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you something someone should have given you a long time ago. Not that, because I know you came up in here lusting after me, but I'm not going to give you that, ma'am. What I am going to do is give you this lake of fire. Look at that. And you got a violation, too, from the TikTok gods. You got up in my live with a nasty mouth, nasty mind, nasty mouth. Clearly, it's a sign that you're possessed with the MAGA demon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send that previous guest who's a MAGA demon that doesn't even vote. Let's go ahead and send her straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Instead of getting up here and acting like you got some sort of decorum, right? You get up here and you just tear your draws. Like that. Don't tear your draw. Listen, especially to the people of color out there. I don't care who you voted for. please, when you get in my box, don't tear your drawers in front of everybody, all right? That's an embarrassment to the entire community, and I shouldn't have to teach y'all this kind of stuff, all right? Especially if you're my older and you're my senior. Y'all should be acting like y'all got some common sense out there. I don't care what party you voted for. Don't tear your drawers on my show. W Zeus in the chat. This is some I've never seen anything like this in my life. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing real quick? You got it, Takesha. Hold on real quick. Carry on.
Hey guys. How y'all doing this morning? I can't believe Zeus left me by myself. I feel like an abandoned girlfriend on a Friday night. You back?
I'm back, Takesha. I'm so sorry.
I told them I felt like an abandoned girlfriend on a Friday night. I just felt alone when you were gone.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right, but it's getting a little hot over here. All right, and that previous sister that got in my box, I don't know what to say. I just think these people don't understand how much they done messed up, and it's time for them to get that whooping.
I'm so sick of the bag down bully. We already knew he wasn't gonna do those tariffs. See, he just keep on helping his rich friends out, and then you got people like DJ thinking that he's benefiting from it. You got DJ out here talking about Joe Biden and his crimes. That has not even been proven.
Yeah.
These people don't have any proof, any evidence of anything, but they keep calling Joe Biden cricket.
Thank you. Are you listening, DJ? Put DJ, just say yes in the chat, because I want to make sure you're still here. Go ahead, Takesha.
And the last lady who called us DUMB.
Oh.
They the ones who voted for a convicted felon. They can't even run a cash register at McDonald's. All Donald Trump did was make people lose money in the stock market who are below the wealthy, and then announce, let them know, go on, start buying now, because I'm finna cancel what I started. 70 countries have not called him. He hasn't named one country. And we know with Donald Trump, he's going to name somebody so he can talk about them and say what they said. Nobody called him. Like I said yesterday, that phone was dried in the Sahara Desert. And he knew that it was not working. But he did it to make money for him and his cronies.
Wow.
Stop talking about Lawrence O'Donnell, because Lawrence O'Donnell tell the truth. I got nothing but the utmost respect for him.
There you go. Go ahead, Takesha. Wake him up. Get him out of the cult.
What they don't like about Lawrence O'Donnell, he's not afraid to say what he need to say. He's not scared to lose his job. He's not afraid to get attacked by the Trump nor his administration, and he said exactly what he need to say. And I love me some Lawrence O'Donnell.
Me too. He telling it like it is, and he saw the corruption unfolding. These people know that it makes no sense for Donald Trump to be standing in the White House talking about you made money right after posting that tweet.
And whoever put that new headpiece on his head, they need to come trim that.
You think so? What is it about Donald Trump and the orange makeup and the hair pieces and stuff? Why don't his supporters see him like a clown like we do?
They need to come trim that, Zeus. It's a little too full.
Yeah.
All over his ears, Zeus.
Yeah. So he's the real clown, yet they don't realize it. They try to say Joe Biden and the Democrats are, but it's really him at the end of the day, isn't it?
Exactly, Zeus.
Yeah. Well, see, this is why we got to get up here and do this exercise every morning. Who should these Trump supporters really be mad at, Takesha? Because they keep trying to be mad at us. Who should they really be mad at?
Be mad at them and Donald Trump for accepting his lies and believing it and falling for it and being manipulated and still being manipulated and holding on to the hope that this man can save them when he can't even save himself.
Wow. Anybody out there, any Trump supporters think Takesha and I are spreading lies? Just say what you think the lie is in the chat. I don't really need you to come on up here because I just want to make sure we address it real quickly. Because someone wrote Donald Trump is the best president. Is that all y'all got, ladies and gentlemen?
Zeus.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Whoever just said that, I want you to look at the reaction in the comment section. No one believes that. Not even you. And this is why a lot of y'all are in a lot of deep trouble.
Look, Donald Trump said it. He don't even believe it. He get in the mirror and say, Zeus.
Yeah.
He get in the mirror and he said, I can't believe I think I'm the best president. And he laughs at himself, Zeus.
Thank you. It's over, MAGA. It really is. I haven't said that in a while.
I must admit he is ugly.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep looking at him. But you know what, Zeus? I'm going to say this and I don't care who get mad.
Go ahead.
Before he leave this earth, the Lord going to put a whipping on him so bad that they ain't going to even be able to recognize who he is.
It's one thing when man gets you, right? But it's another thing when God gets you, ain't it?
When the Lord get through lashing on him, he ain't gonna have no choice but to repent, because that man's done some low down, dirty stuff all his life. The Lord been giving him chance after chance after chance after chance to humble himself, to repent, and he ain't did it yet. That head get bigger and bigger as the supporters keep hollering, "We love you, Daddy." And baby, one day he got to pay for everything he did, and baby, he gonna be woe out like a runaway slave.
W to Keisha. Y'all hear what she said? She's not lying, and that's according to scripture, because you reap what you sow.
You reap exactly what you sow.
Yeah, and he's been sowing a lot of bad seeds.
Baby, their harvest is plenty, and he got to get all that back.
Well, and that's why I say all we can do is get out the way, because judgment is coming. All right, it's coming.
Let me say this, then I'm gonna go.
Okay, go ahead, hit him with it. Go ahead and bless him.
I thought the tariffs was necessary. When didn't they say it was very, very necessary?
Yep, that's what I heard.
You put a 90-day pop, but they very necessary, Zeus.
Why?
That necessary?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they still be on Zeus?
Yeah, they should be.
So what does necessary mean in his eyes? Just a little bit? Just a little cause and effect?
Just a little bit. Remember that song?
Just a little bit.
Wow. Once again.
They're going to keep on, Zeus. And I got to say this, Zeus.
Go ahead.
Get me after I say it.
Okay, go ahead.
These people are going to go down like a penis after pleasure.
Oh!
That's all I got to say.
Oh! And that was nasty right there, but okay.
That's all I got to say, Zeus. I got to go.
Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, show Keisha some love, no lies detected. Alrighty then. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and get you over. Let's go ahead. Oh, where did you go, Keisha? All right, I wanted to get you over there. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here, and we'll get to the bottom of what's going on with you. All right, put a 1 in the chat or send me a guest request. Oh. Somebody wrote this. I gotta read this. It's ghetto AF in here. Abe. You think it's ghetto in here, Abe? Hey, Abe, maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show. Maybe you didn't hear me. Oh, Abe, I'm so sorry, Abe. But it looks like you didn't got Keisha activated. And I asked you, I've told y'all don't get Keisha activated. Please don't do that. All right. Hey, Keisha, I'm so sorry. I know you're busy. Yeah.
Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Keisha says she will be right back. But listen, Abe, Keisha, send me a guest request when you're ready. Abe, here's the deal. I say this at the top of my show, and I say it with the utmost disrespect to Trump supporters.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Make sure you're following my main account because they're doing crazy stuff this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why they're doing it, but here's the thing. if you don't like the amount of truth that we're doing on this platform, yes, this is a Democrat platform. It's a independent platform. And in some cases, it might even be a Republican platform. As long as you're willing to be honest and transparent and tell the truth, this will be an easy thing for you to deal with. But when you get in the box and you start trying to play identity politics and you start shucking and jiving, no, it's going to be a very, very uncomfortable ride for you. Seriously, we've done this so many times, ladies and gentlemen, that it's easily, as far as I'm concerned, it's easy to deal with. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, please. And I'll bring you right on up here. Hold on. Someone says I was kicked out of your live and had to manually find you. How did you get kicked out? Zena, is that you, Zena? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Johnny Wishbone. Someone said bring up Johnny Wishbone. All right. Teresa put 1 in the chat. Hey, Teresa, I can't bring you up. Johnny, send me a guest request and I'll bring you up. All right. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of whatever is bothering you so that we can get it addressed as soon as possible. All right. I'm looking for a Trump supporter. Put a 1 in the chat so I know you're MAGA. All right. And I'll bring you up. All right. Let's see. Oh, I did say that. You're right, CC. I did say that, CC. My bad, CC. I didn't know I wanted to bring you up yesterday because perhaps you could put a little meat on the bone. Hi, CC. How are you doing, my good friend, CC?
Good morning, my Triple H. How are you, my love?
Yeah. Someone someone wants to know my real name.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm reading.
What are they saying about you?
Oh, they're saying that they want Big Zeus to get personal, and they want to know more about Big Zeus because I went to that Knuckleheads live yesterday. You know who that Knucklehead was?
I bet they do, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to give them anything.
Mr. Paggy Waggy, you can't debate the best host on TikTok.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that happened to you because, I felt maybe that would be a good debate there.
Oh no, Cece, you should you never ever have to apologize for their behavior, and never. It was actually to me, it's a sign that we're on the right path because they don't want to have the conversation, right? Because all they have is Trump's talking points, and they're ugly, by the way, like Takesha said.
Zeus, I didn't realize he was such a weak man with that deep, demanding voice. I didn't realize he was so weak, and having his people come in here and try and take you down. You cannot take this man down, y'all.
Thank you. Hey, Johnny.
It's not gonna happen. Now, for DJ. Hey, DJ. Mr. Virginia. Hey, people. He lives in one of the worst states in the 50. He's a nut. He's a nut. And they're all nuts in Virginia, okay? Yeah. They're nuts. They're fruitcakes. But Zeus...
Go ahead, Cece. Let them know because they got to wake up somehow.
These are not megademons. I call them megademon rats. But you know what they are? They're freaks of nature. They're freaks. They are freaks of nature.
Well, there's a song, Freaks Come Out at Night. You like that song?
Honey, they're out 24/7. They're not just out at night. And Zeus, I want to say to the loser, threatened my life. Yes.
Oh, no.
My life was threatened. I was in a really nice live yesterday. And I was talking to a young man, and I was in a Mutuals live. He had to go back to work, so he left us on mute, or he left his cell phone mute. So this young man, he was only in his 20s, and we were talking about the floods in Kentucky. And this freak of nature comes up. I don't know how he got up unless the host. I just don't know how he got up there.
Mods can let him up, too. Mods can let people up.
Well, it was only 2 of us up there, and I'm not sure if this young man did that or not. I don't know.
Right.
But this guy immediately came in on fire. And you know how we feel about that.
Right.
When I go into a live, whether it be yours or Angie's live, I always mute myself.
Yeah.
And when it's my turn to speak, I will do my best to speak. And so he came in hot. he was very upset about the profile picture that the host had.
Right.
Well, so when he comes in and he's on fire, I'm going, whoa, 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 wait a minute, settle down.
Right.
Well, honey, he attacked me. He attacked me.
It was a MAGA man. It was a MAGA guy.
Oh, it was, and he was a Mexican man.
Oh.
Let me tell you something, Zeus. It was a setup.
Wow.
I know these freaks. They set up Ange one night. They set her up.
Lord have mercy.
Ange, I said it was a setup. We got their number.
Wow.
But it was a setup because this dude definitely knew what was going on because people pay attention. Pay attention to things. You know the big bear?
Yeah.
You know that large bear?
Yeah.
And you know that fake attorney?
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of these people. Yeah, these are people that think that Donald Trump is a great person and they use their so-called qualifications to somehow say that's why they support him. I think that's what you're talking about.
Those two freaks got together and they sent this extra freak up there. He told me that I would they're freaks. They're freaks of nature. He let me know that in 10 years I would be gone. And if I wasn't, then he would make sure he would take care of it.
Well, okay. So what that is an admission of guilt, right? And it's also a projection, right? And like I said, Cece, you have nothing to worry about because...
Oh, I don't worry about him.
Thank you. Every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. That's the demon inside of him telling him that. You get what I'm saying? Because he's done a serious thing. It's a transgression that he's done. He sold his soul. He should have given it to God. He gave it to Trump.
You know what? I'm a true believer in karma. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I watched a man that was the meanest, cruelest, most hateful human. Who's reporting me? Anyway.
Don't do it. Well, we're going to get you out of here, all right? We don't want you to get in trouble.
Maybe they told me to report. I don't know.
Well, I don't want you to get in trouble, Cece. All right?
No, this dude, he was so cruel in life, and he was impaled by a forklift. So hey, go
there
ahead,
you go.
play.
There you go.
Play
what goes
God.
around
Play
comes around, right?
That's right. And listen, we know you're the best.
Thank you.
You're simply the best.
Thank you. You hear
Better
that?
than the rest.
Thank you. WCC.
And they're afraid of you. They are afraid of you.
Well, they shouldn't be afraid of me or you. What they should be afraid of is Judgment Day, when all of the lies that they've been living are revealed, are going to be revealed to them, right? Because they have sinned greatly by worshiping Donald Trump and calling themselves Christians and calling themselves good people, even though everyone can see they're a bunch of hypocrites.
They're freaks of nature. And guess what? The Dow is down again.
Yeah.
Down again.
Yeah, because they put their trust in money, and money is their God, and now they're really being humbled. They have no other choice but to continue putting their face in Donald Trump's dirty diaper while we all get to laugh at them doing that.
Well, that's what I told my attacker. I said, you're just too busy, sniffing the taint of this piece of trash that's walking around.
There you go.
And I'm sure there's more stuff I want to talk about, but I know you're limited on time.
That part.
But thank you for what you do.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
What you're about. And you freaks of nature that can't handle Zeus, you can exit left. You can exit right.
That part.
Take your pick.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen.
MAGA freaks.
Let's give Cece.
People pay attention. Pay attention to what these people say.
Thank you.
Because, it's the words that I picked up a word on with this freak when he threatened me. I picked up on a word and I know where it came from. So guys, pay attention.
Thank you.
Pay attention.
All
Be
right.
very careful. And
all right.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, WCC in the chat. No lies. Detected. All right, I got you. All right, I got you. I got you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see, that is a show of force WZs in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, and I'll bring you right on up here, and we will get to the bottom of whatever it is that's bothering you. W. Tom, thank you for the money gun. Somebody wrote F Zeus. Does that mean what does that mean? F Zeus. It sounds like you're in your feelings. Maybe you didn't hear me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned,
right?
If you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. W to the chat. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, and I'll bring you right on up here. I don't got all morning to do this same song and dance with you. Chino 10,000. Okay, come on up here, Chino 10,000. You said something in the comments section. I'll bring you right on up here. You said Democrats. All right, are you a Trump supporter or are you a Democrat? I think you're a Democrat though. If so, my bad. Just decline the invite. They're scared. Why would you be scared if you're a Trump supporter, right? You have control over the government right now. All we want to know is, when do we get to start to see the results? And this is where this is where you're all struggling. You do not want to answer any of these questions that we have. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Do we have anyone in the box? All right. Hold on real quickly. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter, and I will bring you up. All right. We don't got all morning to do this. Seriously, ladies and gentlemen. Someone said, what results can you elude more? CEO, why don't you come up here? If you don't mind, CEO, come on up here, and hopefully we can answer some of your questions, or maybe not me, someone else that I know might be able to help you. I would be more than happy to at least hear out what your angle is. CEO, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. You voted for Trump?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, okay. So what was your question? You asked me about results?
Yeah, you said that. Where are the results? Can you elaborate more about the results?
Yeah, like I looked at the news today. Egg prices are still going up. Did you know that? Even though Trump is out here lying. No. They
went down. They went up now a little bit more, yes. But are you talking about results within what, 2 months? You want results within 2 months of 4 years? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, how long should I wait to get the results that he promised he would deliver, right? And what I mean by that is, I want to see roughly 200,000 people being deported, at least 230,000 people being deported per day, right? In order to get to that target of 11 million that he said he would do with the mass deportations, right? And so far, he hasn't even passed President Biden's deportation. Biden used to get up to at least 20,000 a month. Trump is getting around 12 or 13,000 a month, right? So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the mass deportation sector. I don't think he's passed a bill yet to actually. Yeah. I don't think he's passed a bill yet to actually address the issues with immigration, right? So I don't give him any points for that. I don't think Doge has really gotten rid of the waste fraud. Huh? So these are the deliverables. These are the deliverables that I think I need him to deliver on. I don't think Doge has actually gotten rid of all of the waste, fraud, and abuse. If anything, I think they've added to the cost because they keep getting it wrong, because they don't really know what they're doing, and then when they make a mistake, they got to go back and fix it. That turns around and costs the American people millions and millions of dollars, right? So I don't think we're getting rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse. I think the grocery prices have gone up. He promised that he would bring the grocery prices down, right? So we're not getting any of those deliverables met, right? He said he would, fix these conflicts that are going on with Ukraine and Israel, right? But they've gone exactly the opposite direction, right? And this is the guy that said it would have never happened had he been in office. He's getting into real nasty wars with our allies or disagreements. I call it a war because it's a trade war. And it just seems to me like he's not doing any of the stuff he promised the American people he would do. And you said he's just got into office. I'm going, well, how much time does Donald Trump need to do what he said he's going to do, in your opinion?
Okay, so you have to also realize that he has all these judges going against him and stopping everything that he's trying to do. I think you understand that. And in fact, the Supreme Court have to intervene and stop some of these lefties, communist Marxist judges from stopping him to get rid of all these illegals. You know, and he is getting those illegals out of the country as we speak. Now, he may not be going as fast as Obama and Biden, but nonetheless, he is. Now, when it comes to the food and eggs or grocery, you also understand that we have to deal with some logistical issues that takes time. That is not something that does and happens overnight. So, but he is working on it. We're getting all these other farms. We're getting chickens. We are developing all the chickens that the administration Biden actually mandated to kill, therefore affecting the.
You mean unalive? You got to use TikTok friendly. Right? You got to use TikTok friendly language. Just say unalive. All right.
Unalive. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, and then also wanted to also say that you already see all of the kind of deal that he's trying to work with the Russians and Zelensky, the corrupted country of Ukraine. You already know what he's trying to do, and now they're both going back because too many people have died there. So they have a lot of emotional. Oh man, listen, I really have to run here. But I can go back here. Give me about 30 minutes. I can come back in.
No, I think I've heard enough.
Right now, working.
You're working in the field? You're working in the field, bro?
Electrician.
Oh, okay. You're an electrician.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right. Well, before you leave, I'll just end it at this. Hopefully, you'll continue to listen to what I say and what others say about what you're saying. I'll just say this. I'll say this. All of these things that you said are, as far as I'm concerned, are excuses. He said he would do it the moment he got into office. He didn't go into any of this stuff about the judges stopping him. He didn't go into any of this stuff that you got. What did you say about the bird flu or anything like that? He didn't say anything about, Putin making it harder. He just made it clear to everyone that he would do this kind of stuff the moment he got elected. So until he delivers on those things, we're going to consider him a total failure. All right.
That's fine.
Okay. And you brought Joe Biden.
He does deliver in a later time. What happens when he does deliver in a timeline later on? Are you still going to accuse him or make fun of him because he did it a little late and not to your standards and timeline?
If he would have done it on time, I wouldn't have penalized him. But just like I know, what happens when you don't pay your rent on time, your mortgage on time? Your credit rating goes down, right?
So
it goes down, right?
That's fine.
You can't be late.
Well, yeah, of course it does.
So let's hold him to the standards. And so what we're trying to help you understand, bro, is his credit rating right now is terrible. And there's really no reason for you to still have faith in him. You saw what he just did with the stock market.
Oh.
You saw what he did with the stock market. He's playing around with everybody's money.
That was actually.
You think it was awesome?
Believe it or not.
Okay, what was awesome about it? Did you make millions of dollars?
So the stock market.
Did you make millions of dollars?
The stock market is owned. The stock market is owned by 8% of the U.S. population. So who cares? We don't care about the rich people. Who cares about the rich people?
So you don't have any money tied up.
So the poor people.
So you don't have any money tied up in the stock market, right?
Yeah, and the stock market keeps going up for the last 30, 40, 50 years.
Do you have any money tied up in the stock market?
Of course, everybody does.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You must not have cared when your money was drying up in the stock market. That's fine for you, right? Because guess what? Because your daddy did it.
Experience of dropping before, and it comes right up. You know that.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. And listen, it's a lot of noise there, brother. I'm going to drop you. All right, I think you're busy. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get straight to judgment. That's a lot of noise in my ear. Sir, it's your hypocrisy, right? The whole time you were talking, I couldn't help but wonder, would you be saying the exact same thing if Joe Biden played around with your money in the stock market? And I've been talking to every Trump supporter that I can and asking that question. And 9 times, actually 100% of the time, they will never, ever admit that they would never have a problem with Joe Biden doing it, which means you're nothing but a hypocrite, bro. I'm not giving Donald Trump a point for anything. He's late. He's behind. He's past due. Collections are calling him. We want the results of these deliverables that he promised us, and we're not getting them. So, CEO, you sound like a good person, but you got to get back to work. And I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to continue to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast so you learn something, all right? In meantime and in between time, tell that MAGA demon inside of you to go straight to hell. MAGA demon. You can't make this stuff up.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You cannot make this stuff up. These are the same people that cried. I'm talking about boo-hoo tears. I'm talking about crying up in a ball, crying because Joe Biden had inflation on his hand and he inherited the economy, right? They cried. But now they are openly accepting high grocery prices, high egg prices, and Donald Trump playing around with their money in the stock market. All of that's good to them. But you had a problem with President Biden? The gates, I tell you, hell gets larger by the day, ladies and gentlemen. Hell's getting larger by the day. We got to bring some sanity back to this show. Good morning, Val.
Morning. It has been quite the morning listening here, Zeke. In listening to what these people are coming up with today. And I want to hit on a few key points. DJ, Lawrence O'Donnell. Let's talk about Lawrence O'Donnell just a minute, DJ. Because I bet you have no clue who Lawrence O'Donnell even is. This is a man that graduated Harvard. This is a man that served as the chief of staff for 2 Senate committees. For over a decade. This man has done the work, DJ, and then became a reporter. But before he was a reporter, he was a consultant. He consulted campaigns. He consulted movies. He consulted shows on what government actually looks like. Wow. This is a man that's actually done the work, DJ. And I want you to remember something. The first step in fascism is going after news reporters. People that actually bring you real news. This man doesn't care about your feelings. He also, believe it or not, really doesn't care much about left or right. He will go after the left just as fast as he'll go after the right when they do something wrong. And this is the man you want to call fake news. Wow. It's like having a disease, going to the doctor. And I understand going to get a second opinion, but say you get 10. And 9 of the 10 tell you, yes, this is what's going to happen. But you want to listen to the 1. now who's at fault?
Well, Val, you know what's so funny is because Donald Trump literally is that one doctor who told them to take the medicine. Remember?
Right.
He told them to take this medicine, which is crazy.
These are the things that are happening today in this world. Your last guess, another one that wants to just come up here and spread all the propaganda that's being pushed out by Russia, right? I mean, everything out of his mouth was Russian propaganda. And, you've had a couple of those up here today.
Yeah.
And people, when are you going to wake up and learn and quit being a puppet? Learn what you're actually talking about before you come up here. You had a lady that didn't vote, wanted to come up here and do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got news for you. Zeus was right when he told you have no voice because you chose not to use it.
Thank you.
Now, whether you used it for Trump or whoever candidate you wanted to vote for, as long as you used it, You used your voice. But when you didn't use it, you became a coward. Like it or not. That's the problem. We had 60 million of y'all that decided not to use your voice. And this is for the 60 million. Go vote or get out.
Thank you. W. Val.
I'm done with people like your last guest up here. These aren't good people. Because what you're doing and what you're spreading is just like coming up to my face and telling we're all good friends and then walking away and slapping me in the back of the head. You just hired 4 other people to do it before it hit me.
Oh.
This is the reality.
Yeah.
DJ, you mentioned the stock market going back down today. Well, it did. And I'm pretty sure I told everybody on this show yesterday that would happen.
But they got so excited, Val, and they're all over social media. It's green. Our dear leader saved me.
Right.
That's how they acted, right?
Yeah. And yesterday still upsets me. It was considered one of the largest multiple story news days in history. So everybody knows.
Wow.
Okay. We had a president flat out tell everybody when to buy. Let's have a little experiment. Hey Zeus.
Yes.
I'm capable of changing or manipulating the market. And just before I do it, I'm going to put up the bat signal.
Ding.
Okay? So you better be paying attention because when I put up the bat signal, that's when you need to do what you need to do, okay?
Okay.
Okay, DJ. It's 2 days from now, and I wrote out a message on my platform that said it's a good day to buy. What are you supposed to do, DJ? Or what are you supposed to do, Zeus?
Oh, I'm getting dirty. I'm gonna do what Marjorie Taylor Greene did perhaps a few weeks ago, right? I'm gonna get in there and try to buy.
If y'all want to claim for the last 4 years about insider stock trading or about manipulation of the markets, we just witnessed it in real time on social media and national news. I've never seen anything so bold from any president ever. I've never seen anything so bold from any congressman ever. I can't think of a governor down to a state house member that has ever done anything like what we witnessed yesterday.
They're playing in our faces. Yep.
And this is what I want you to remember.
Go ahead.
They played in our faces with our dollars. Hear what I just said.
With our dollars.
With our dollars. Because your last guess, and I've heard this a lot of times, 8%, it's only owned by 8% of the people, the stock market. Well, that's not true.
Oh, where'd he get that from?
Okay, here's the thing. We talk about 8% because people like to use companies that put millions of our dollars together to play. So you want to count the one company, but you don't want to count the millions of people that are invested in that behind that.
Got it.
So it's not
CEO. You got to think about it beyond what you just heard. It's not that 8% you're talking companies. It's the people in it. Because I heard that, from what I understand, 65% of the American people are tied to
over
the stock market.
65% of the American people have a 401k.
W-Val. So that's the real number. That's the real.
Right. And of those 65% of the people through this last 2 weeks have lost an average of over $30,000 per 401k.
That's unacceptable behavior, Val. That's
Right.
that's just, to me, for them to get up here and act like this is somehow okay. It just, to me, I don't like to bring up President Biden, but could you imagine the reaction if Joe Biden did this?
No, it would be. And the thing is, Zeus, is it wouldn't just be Republicans that were upset.
I'd be livid at
Right.
Biden if he did this.
We would be upset too. This is what y'all don't get. If Biden would have done something like this, and there's been plenty of things I've been upset with Biden about. Don't even get me started on that.
I know.
Garland.
The Merrick Garland. Oh my God.
Yeah. So there's been plenty of things that I've been upset with our party about. But I'm going to tell you I'm upset, and I'm going to tell you why. Y'all need to learn to do the same.
Yeah.
This is not acceptable behavior by anybody. And the story about, and this kind of got blinded over through the show, right?
Yeah.
The story about Pam Bondi and what happened with this person and what was sold to the American people.
Yeah.
This lady came out on national television from the pulpit of the White House and told everybody about this person. Told everybody he was a criminal. He's one of the top 3 criminals. I mean, she made him the FBI's 10 most wanted, right?
Yep.
Okay. And how this was all done and everything like that. And then we find out that none of it was true. None of it was true.
Come on. Y'all gonna sit here and try to act like that's acceptable? And you didn't think about how much of the taxpayer money was wasted in this little stunt?
It's not just, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just that. They haven't been able to prove who the people are that they have deported, who the people are that they've been taken to prison, who the people are that they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason, you know why they can't prove it? Because
Why?
none of these people have had due process. Not one of them. Due process is part of our Constitution, people. And you need to start listening to this. If it can happen to any person within the borders of this country that doesn't have due process, it can happen to any of us.
You. And MAGA is not exempt, because there are Trump supporters who are getting caught up in all of these violations of our rights situations that are going on. Real Trump supporters facing real consequences.
I mean, the framers of our Constitution allowed it to grow. We have people on this app today. I had somebody tell me the other day that we had multiple constitutions. And that we were, multiple constitutions. I want you to think of how stupid that actually is. The framers of this country built the Constitution to grow and progress with the country. It may have not meant what it meant to them in 1791. Okay? But it was built to grow. That is why we have 27 amendments. We have 27 amendments because we've grown as a nation. Quit trying to take us back to the 1700s.
That part.
When, I want to make sure you're clear on this, when 80% of the population of this country lived in poverty.
No lies detected. No lies detected. All right, Brother Val, I appreciate you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to give Val a huge round of applause. And it's such an honor to have you be able to come up here every day and break it all down to them, because I know they're listening. All right. And we got to keep getting this truth out here. All right. Okay.
Appreciate all of y'all, and you know it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Big Val. Brother Val. You got it. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. All righty then, let's go ahead and bring up my good friend, my brother, Nutty Professor. Welcome. I was looking for a Trump supporter, but none of them want to come up here, so I'm going to just assume you want to hear the Democrats give you this truth, MAGA, and it's fine. We can do it this way. Good morning, Nutty. How are you doing?
Good morning, my friend Zeus.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Please won't you be my neighbor?
I used to watch that, Mr. Rogers.
Got my sweater. Hello, boys and girls.
Oh.
Today's word is, let's get it on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to continue because, I'm still trying to learn this whole TikTok thing.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
Johnny
word.
Johnny Wishbone, knock it off.
Today's word.
Somebody wrote duped.
Yeah, duped. I like it. Today's word is hypocrisy. Boys and girls, can you say that word with me?
Yeah.
Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is a noun. Here we go. It's backwards, but you get the gist. Hypocrisy. It's a noun. The practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. Pretense.
Oh.
That is hypocrisy. So, my message today, boys and girls, it's for DJ, I think that's his name.
DJ, yeah. If you spell it out, it's DJ.
So, DJ, the reason why you were questioned, what if this had been done by Joe Biden, the reason why that is being asked, DJ, it's the hypocrisy of you all, DJ. Because the same things that you want to get up here, the same things that you did get up here and complain about during the 4 years of Sleepy Joe, now you're conflating, now you are protecting and making excuses for Donald Trump. That's called hypocrisy. Also, DJ, have you heard of the term, and Val just hit this, Val, you owe me for taking my points. Stock manipulation.
Ooh, big word.
That is what happened with your president. He manipulated the stock. And then he told his people, today is a good day to buy. And what did his people do? Zeus, do you know what his people did?
They went and engaged in something very nefarious.
So stock manipulation involves intentionally distorting the market to deceive investors or artificially influence the price of securities for personal gain, often through false statements or misleading trade practices. Tell me, boys and girls, when we speak on tariffs, and we know that tariffs are a tax on the American people, tariffs that are coming into, for products coming into the United States, who pays those tariffs? We do. We do, boys and girls.
We do.
That's why we call tariffs a tax, because it is additional in addition to what the price of the good is selling for.
Thank you. Go ahead, Nutty. You're working them up. They're getting upset with you for giving them this free education.
But it's, listen, Val is versed. RC Dubs is wonderful when it comes to talking about the economy.
Yeah.
I like to stay in my lane, which is the Constitution, right?
Thank you.
But I know a little bit about a little bit, and just a little bit that I know, I can make sense of the fact that I recognize that Donald Trump was manipulating the stock market. So there's one more thing that I want to show you in all seriousness. Zeus.
Okay, go for it.
And I normally don't get this personal. Can I have the big screen for 1 second? This is one of my. Oh, you guys can't see that, can you?
I can't see it, but I see a lot of red. Is that $52,000 loss?
So that's one of my portfolios, Zeus. Wow. That's mine. And that was on April 1st.
Now, how? What I would like for any Trump supporter that thinks this is a joke, bring us a screenshot of your 401k right now and show us that yours is somehow doing a lot better, because you lose that kind of money. There's no forgiveness. God forgives. God forgives. We don't. W Nutty in the chat. Seriously.
And I wish I'm definitely gonna try to get some folks that know what they're doing, and I'm gonna try to shrink that to size so you can get a clear picture. So this is one of my portfolios. Wow. I have multiple portfolios.
Yeah.
I've lost on every single one of them.
Oh, this is to me, Nutty. I don't want to. I haven't said this word in a long time, but if you make me, and again, I've lost money too. Let me go back, and I think let's go ahead and get back to where I was at. All right, I want to say this to MAGA right now. If there was ever, in my opinion, a time to actually start drafting articles, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
Articles of impeachment. Now is the time. I've never seen anything like this in my life, ladies and gentlemen.
So
that's unacceptable.
So Zeus, my hope in showing that is to humanize it and to bring it home, because we hear about people with a lot of money losing a lot of money. Well, see, the difference between us and them, they can afford the loss. They can afford the loss, albeit a substantial loss. They can afford it. They're going to be okay. But when it comes down to people like us losing that type of money, how can we recover? How are we going to recover? We're not. What that means is we either need to work longer, try to make more. That's why I have several passive incomes coming in.
Right.
So I can try to make up for what I'm losing, because I'm not making anything right now. I'm not making money with the stock. So I wanted to humanize the fact that these losses are real. They're affecting real people on a daily basis.
Hit them with it. Yeah.
They're affecting real people. And we can joke around about A, B, C, and D, but when it comes down to our wallet, all of us feels the pinch. And DJ, you can't say that you don't. Because I just simply, sir, I don't believe it.
Thank you.
And for the MAGA demon that came up in your box that said that she didn't vote, ma'am, don't ever get on another live as long as you live.
W Nutty, that's a good one.
And the fact that I'm just gonna assume, and if I'm wrong, then I'm just wrong. You sounded like a person of color.
She did.
And y'all know how much I love Blaga. Y'all know how much I love Blaga. So what I have to say to you now is, again, let me cue it up, and I'm getting out of here. You ready for me to cue it up, Zeus?
Slaughterback, either come up here or knock it off, because Nutty and I, we can talk about as much DEI topics as we want. Let me get this on the big screen. Let's do this on the big screen. Go ahead, do it. I love this. This is my favorite thing that Nutty does.
Ladies and gentlemen, This is your brain. You see how beautiful that brain is. You see how lovely that brain is?
Mm-hmm.
This is your brain on illegal pharmaceuticals.
Mm. Oh!
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Oh my gosh, W Nutty in the chat. Cause see, that's what I like to see, buddy. That's what I like to see. Giving these people the honest truth. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this has got to be one of the most entertaining shows on TikTok. It's educational too.
Before I get out of here,
yes.
Honestly, I'm 51 years old.
Okay.
I'm 51. I'm a child of the 80s, and growing up in the 80s especially on Saturday mornings. We used to look forward to having Saturday mornings because all of our favorite cartoons were coming on, our shows were coming on.
Right.
And those are the type of commercials that they played. They played commercials just that's where I got it.
I remember that commercial, but they scrambled the egg though, right? Or
They
they
scrambled
fried
the
it.
eggs.
Yeah.
But see, also the commercials, they used to also play during commercials an episode called Schoolhouse Rock. Do you remember?
I remember.
I'm just the bill. And they taught us how a bill becomes law.
Right.
They taught us this even though we weren't in school.
Right.
Because it was Saturday, we were still in school. They taught us how a bill becomes law. I'm sorry, we have to go back to those days because there's too many people out here that don't know how this government works.
Thank you.
They don't know how it works. And because they don't know how it works and they're allowed to vote, it is a detriment to the society in which we live and we try to breathe and move and be within our beings.
Amen.
They are a detriment. Like the blagger that came up here and said, I'm all for Donald Trump. Girl, bye. Just
Thank
like
you.
somebody said in the comments with you, girl, bye.
Amen.
And I'm
Amen.
gonna need you to go. Is that NSYNC or New Kids on the Block when they said bye 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 bye? I need you to go bye bye.
There you go. No lies
I'm out
detected.
here, Zeus. I'm
All
out
right,
here.
brother.
Thank
Nice
you for
to-
your time.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give Nutty a huge round of applause. No lies detected. Oh, we lining them up, ladies and gentlemen. We lining them up. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the platform, Shay. How are you doing, Shay?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. For some strange reason, these people don't want to get in the box today and talk to us. I don't know what it is. What do you think it is?
They're embarrassed. You gotta be embarrassed by this point. You gotta see it by this point. If you don't
Yeah.
see it, you're hopeless. Like, just move on because the grown-ups are handling this one. Just sit down. Like,
Yep.
no, DJ, sit down. Jesus, you got to sit down at some point. It's getting absurd. You look like come off with this very nice demeanor and all this stuff. No, you're lost. You're so lost. It's in your face. He no longer is hiding anything. He's gotten everything lined up where everybody will cover his butt, make excuses. But it's really fascinating because you're watching the billionaires, especially Elon Musk, who paid for that presidency.
Yep.
Who has put in $290 million for the presidency, but has lost over $1 billion in assets.
Wow.
And that's why he and his brother are screaming at Trump.
Oh, who do you think would win, Shay, if Elon had to go at Trump directly? Who do you think would win that battle? I'm just curious.
That's an interesting thing. I mean, Elon Musk has a lot more sources, but sadly, Trump has the DOJ in his pocket. Right?
You know what they say, David? They say Peter Navarro. They say he's a Russian guy, and that Elon is a China guy, and they were fighting with each other. What do you think about that dynamic? Because that's what this is about. Trump is not really as powerful as they're trying to make him out to be.
No, he's a puppet. When we say he's a puppet, we mean he's a puppet. He's not being used by his billionaire friends got together. You saw it in the 4 years he was out of office specifically.
Yeah.
You saw a lot of his campaign, and all that. And it was always billionaire dinners, right? It was always for the billionaire donors at Mar-a-Lago or at Bedminster. And that's what we saw in his campaign, that it was the billionaires that were showing up and supporting the guy in a different way. That's how he raised. He didn't raise money by small donors like Kamala Harris did. Yeah, she had some billionaires behind her, but she wasn't having billionaire dinners just for them, right? It was straight out on the foot campaigning. And so he promised these billionaires all of this stuff as to why they suddenly flipped to him.
Right.
Especially a lot of the tech bros and a lot of the people who my husband had a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
But they're in for obviously taking the regulations off, the government controls off, manipulating the stock market, obviously. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff, but now they're basically being stabbed in the back.
Wow.
By a lot of the shenanigans that he's doing and a lot of the ridiculous tariffs on China. I mean, listen, what I get real done with when we're talking to these people, they literally think that we're pro-China. Nobody's pro-China.
No.
No, nobody is pro-China. There's nothing to do with it. It's that we live in reality and we understand what capitalism is. Right?
Thank you, Shay. Let them know.
I mean, it's like we can't make the clothes and the iPhones and all these things for the amount that they can do over there. It's just a fact, because for the last close to 100 years, we have workers' rights, we have 40-hour work weeks, we have minimum wage, we have all these things that protect the American workers.
That
China
part
doesn't have that. Yes, is that a problem?
Felicia. Let's go. Tell them, Shay. And again, the issue, the MAGA doesn't understand how many things that they have right now that they enjoy are because of things the Democrats have done to help them. And this is the hugest mistake they are making.
Absolutely. And it was interesting. I've watched The Gilded Age. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that, but that is the age of the robber barons, right? In New York, in the high society. And there was one of the guys that was one of the railroad tycoons. And his workers were striking 8, 8 hours a day, 8-hour breaks, things like that.
I remember this vaguely.
Yes. And so the other railroad tycoons like Jay Gould, it's all, and all this stuff were basically like, if you're giving them their rights, then we have to start giving them rights, and we have to start paying for their medical bills, and we have to you're losing us money, right? And you have to understand that is the primo capitalist ideas, right?
Yeah.
Like, they don't want to have to spend more money on their workers because they lose the profit, right? Ooh. That is capitalism at its finest.
But wait, they're going to bring the manufacturing jobs back here, Shay, and they're going to pay people like Tom in my chat who's spamming it. They're going to pay him $80 to $90 an hour, all right, to make those, to work in the farms and stuff like that, or even to make iPhones. You think that's true?
No, they will find somewhere else. Maybe they'll build it on the islands with the penguins. I don't know what they're going to do.
So, Tom, I just burst your bubble, Tom. Unfortunately, it'll never happen.
It's going to happen, guys. It's bottom line. And this is why it would behoove you guys to take some economics classes. Read the Constitution and take an economics class. Like, you need to really understand why our situation is the way it is. And yes, there's been a lot of China coming in and buying up farms and buying up factories. We see all that. Should we somehow put some stopgaps on that? Sure. We don't have a problem with targeted tariffs, guys.
Wow.
We don't have a problem with that. There is some unfair practices. For years, China was stealing our ideas and stealing our technology. There's a lot of that going on, 100%. That stuff's not right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
For you to just go around and this bloated butthead going around and basically saying,
okay, you're back.
I'm going to tariff the heck out of everybody, causing the stock market to go volatile, causing many of us to lose, parts of our retirement funds, just to say, never mind, because he was watching the bond market.
Yeah.
He was watching the bond market, and that was going to be absolutely disastrous to the American economy. I'm talking not recession. I'm talking depression.
I'm seeing in the chat the stock market is down today. Someone wrote 1,300 points. So the harm is there, MAGA.
Yeah. Because now it's really unstable. He doesn't actually intend to do the tariffs. So what's going to happen in 90 days? Are you going to put the tariffs back on?
Well, yeah, he thinks he is, but tomorrow, Shay, believe it or not, this is all part of the plan. He has to go take his physical tomorrow at Walter Reed, because that's going to be his defense when he goes in there. Oh, Doc, look at I've ruined the country. They're on me right now. They want to really do something to me. Get those impeachment papers going, and I need a good excuse. Could you give me a sickness or something? They're going to diagnose him with Biden derangement syndrome. Because that's what he has.
It is what he has, an Obama derangement syndrome.
Yep.
This is not good, guys. This is where our allies and our enemies are banding together. They're all the EU and China and Japan and South Korea. They're all talking to each other because they no longer want to deal with America. They've got to figure out how to separate themselves from the United States because for some reason our voters have lost their minds.
Yep. Well, you know what?
They can't trust us.
I don't trust, to be honest, Shay. I don't trust MAGA either. I've been saying it quite a while now. The most dangerous thing in this country right now is an uneducated Trump supporter voter. Yes. That's the most dangerous thing because there's no limit to how low they will go for Donald Trump. Yeah. They'll walk off the edge of the earth. They'll get right there and they'll say, Trump, do you want me to jump? And he'll say, jump off now. And they'll go, all right, Mr. President, thank you for telling me to jump off. And then they'll just jump right on off.
Yeah, that's exactly the mentality. And you're not getting anything for it. And yes, of course, he's only been in office. It's 80 days today. 80 days. The first 100 days of any presidency signifies their success or failure in their presidency. It's a fact. It's a historical fact.
Yeah.
So right now we're watching, and that's why the stock market is down today. So it went up. Why is it going down if the tariffs are off right now, right? Because now they all understand we don't know where to bet. We don't know we don't know what's going to happen in 90 days.
We sure don't.
It's the chaos that he creates constantly that we warned you about when we were saying, don't vote for the guy. Don't you remember the chaos of his first term? Don't you remember this? It's like the amnesia. It was crazy to me.
Yeah. Well,
now you're seeing what we warned you about. Chaoticness.
Yeah. A hard head makes for a soft behind. Well, listen, Shay, thank you.
Man.
It's always a pleasure to check in with you, Shay. Ladies and gentlemen, please follow the beautiful Shay. No lies detected. All righty then. All right, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I've never seen these Trump supporters so upset today like they are right now. I've never seen MAGA this upset. It's the most mind blowing thing. I see you, Takesha. I think we'll get you in here. Good morning, Kabira. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, Zeus? How you doing?
I'm all right. Is there any, the Trump supporters in the comment section? Are you getting them? Are you making them upset or something? Because I don't understand why they're so upset. If the tariffs are off and the stock market's doing great, I don't know why they're so upset.
Well, hold on one second, Zeus. My phone. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Am I clear?
You're clear.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Who knows what? You know what they're upset at? They're upset at themselves for being duped, but their pride comes before fall. So they won't admit that they messed up. So this is the reason why they're mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm done with them, Zeus. I'm where Val is. You just have to call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now the most disturbing thing Trump did yesterday for me was he's having the DOJ investigate Chris Krebs and Miles Tyler.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And for those of you in the chat that do not know who Chris Krebs or Miles Tyler, he was the Department of Homeland Security Chief of Staff.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And he told the truth about Trump. Trump doesn't like it. Now, who's Chris Krebs? Chris Krebs was head of his cybersecurity.
I remember.
Who told the American people and Trump the 2020 election was the most secure election in U.S. history.
Facts.
And yes, Mr. President, you lost. Because they did not agree with Trump, now he's having the Department of Justice go after them. This is sick.
Sick.
Trump is sick. And these people who back this guy is sick.
Yeah.
Just like the lady who was on I'm on a roll, Zeus, so just let me roll with it. The lady who was in California that moved to Nevada who didn't vote, far as I'm concerned, like you said, no vote, no voice. I don't care for MAGA, but at least if they voted, they have the right to be heard because they did vote. You know what I mean? So for you MAGA people, even though you may not like what Zeus says here, if you voted, you have the right to be heard. Though what you're saying doesn't make much sense at all. You know what I mean? So that's one of my other rants. The other rant I have for you MAGA people and for you Democrats, right? Tonight on CNN, they will be having a town hall. For you MAGA, they will be having 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Town hall, so I suggest you watch it so you won't say, oh, Zeus, that's fake. That was fake. No, you can hear what's coming out of the Republicans' mouth themselves, right? I think that's something important. And the next thing, Zeus, is, I text you on it. See, when Trump first took office and all the shenanigans he was pulling, I got a hold of my congressman who just so happens to be a Republican, and I stayed on him like white on rice.
Hey.
And I went to one of his town halls, right? Well, I got a call from his office yesterday, and they're having a virtual town hall. They've invited me to their virtual town hall, and believe me, I'm going to let my voice be heard. I don't know if I'm going to do it by phone or by computer yet. The option is mine. So what I'm saying there, folks, besides just being active on lives, Zeus lives or Shay's lives or whoever lives, let's make sure we become involved politically. Let your voice be heard. Let these folks know what you're thinking. And you may say, well, it doesn't do anything, but I guarantee you what, enough people were fussing about what was going on with that stock market. Trump, he was a chicken. He backed down. He put it on hold for 90 days. So you have to let your voice be heard. You have to let them know how you feel. Otherwise, they're just going to ramrod you and stick it to you. And that's it, and that's all.
All right. Well, listen, that's a lot of information. All right. And as Kabira just said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you let your voice be heard and you get out there, because all of the freedom and liberties that you have today, they're not guaranteed, as you can see, right?
Exactly. And you know what else, Zeus?
What's that?
I'm sick of MAGA saying that, he's only been in office 2 months. Well, no, he's been in there 3. See, every month that's added, they like to subtract a month. All right?
They do. They do.
They love to. Oh, he's only been in there for 1 month, Zeus. No, he's been in there for 62 days.
Wow.
But my point is this. He's been in there for 70 days. Now look at all the havoc he has created. Now, could you imagine what it's going to be like in 4 years? 4 years we're not going to have a country. Kind of suffering.
Wow. It's going to be, but you know what? We're not going to surrender it to him. That's why, I'm committed to getting out here and pushing back as much as I can on these people who are clearly a bunch of liars. All right, they literally and you know what? Maybe I'm giving them too much credit for being liars. They're worse than parrots, because parrots just repeat what they hear, right? And you can't say, to the parrot, you should think critically. But for you to be a full-grown adult and to be acting like a bunch of parrots, like birds, I don't know what to say about you.
Exactly. I was watching Fox News, and I forget the guy's name with the blonde hair. So now he's breaking it down to MAGA that this one small business owner to have their items imported from China was $28,000. But now because of Trump's tariffs, it's going to cost him like 300 and something thousand. Here's where the lie went in. He goes, the importer will pay half. I said, oh, here we go. See, this is the reason why these people are delusional, because Fox will not tell the truth. They refuse to tell the truth. No, the importer is paying the full price, And so you lead these people astray. They're stuck astray. And this is the reason why, like we had that lady on yesterday, she was just ranting and raving and
yeah.
And she was really ready for the tinfoil hat, Yeah. She was just that lost.
Yep. So, well, she's going to end up finding out the hard way, because like we say, a hard head makes for a soft, what? All right.
That's right.
All right.
Anyway, Zeus, I'm going to let you go and finish doing your live, but people, stay active. Do something active. Now, if you don't want to protest, I get it, because, I'm sitting it down, but I am going to be involved in letting my congressman know how I feel. Go to these town halls. Let your voices be heard. If you have to send them an email, send them an email. That way you'll have an electronic record.
Yeah.
So let these people know so they won't rough ride over you.
Yeah, that part. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give W's in the chat to Kabira. No lies detected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing an outstanding job getting the truth out here to all of you. Oh, okay. I think you're back, Takesha. All right. And then we got to wrap things up. Yes, Takesha.
Hey, Zeus, I was trying to get my coughing under control, but I had wanted to address Abe. So I wanted to show Abe a little love because, Abe came in and talked about us.
Yeah. He was saying it's ghetto over here.
This is for Abe. Poor little Trumper. Oh, how you will see that all of that bus kissing and bending the knee will only result in your own demise while we're eating steaks and you're still eating Trump's lies. You came in the live.
Oh, get him.
You came in the live and called us ghetto, but you're peeking out the blinds waiting on your check from Doge.
Oh.
Your 401k went down, your earnings in the tank, you beat your baby's piggy bank. Now you think you recovered all of what you lost. In real time, you still paying for the cost.
Oh.
For voting for a felon who would not spit on you if you were on fire while polishing his shoe. Now go on, Abe, and make sure it's clean while you're bending over for Trump and handing him the Vaseline. Now go on, Abe.
Woo!
Go on, Abe.
Oh, Lord.
Zeus, I ain't wrote in a while. I try to be nice. But look like I'm going to have to get back on my poem and songwriting, Zeus.
Abe, I told you, Abe, don't get Takesha activated. You're not going to like what happens, all right? Because we are respectful people, but if we got to get down in the trenches, we'll do it, all right? W, Takesha.
I got to start my poems back up, Zeus.
Yeah,
I gotta start them back up, Zeus, because I've been letting them come for us and come for us and come for us, and I hadn't said a word, but Zeus, I got to go and pull my tablet back out.
That part. Well, listen, you always got my support, and I don't know how you pulled out that. It was a last minute buzzer beater shot you just made. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, she did it. All right, Takesha.
All right, Zeus, I gotta go.
All righty then. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this special broadcast. I want to give you all a huge round of applause. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is: exciting, engaging, and entertaining. I also want to thank my subscribers, my gifters, and my moderators. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. Sometimes you don't even want to do stuff sometimes I don't want to go live and get out here, but you all make it worthwhile, seriously. But I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and this goes out to all of the Zeus haters, and they know exactly who they are. Yeah, they know. When I showed up in his live yesterday, he knew who I was, but he tried to get a lick off on Zeus because, they hate the fact that I am just rocking and rolling, cooking and booking these MAGA minds. They like to stitch my videos and try to say that Big Zeus, well, you're lying, Zeus, but all while deep down inside, these people are miserable. You can see it in their face. I mean, it's like, who was it just said that straight facts? You're ugly and a nasty person at the same time. I mean, it just doesn't go together, and it's right. The writing's all over. You Trump supporters are in a world of hurt right now, serious pain, and it's not because of me. It's not because of the President Biden, the Democrats, independents. No, it's because of you. Nutty used the right word. It's because of your hypocrisy. That's why this fire is going to remain on your backside. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these Trump supporters one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. We're out of here. What a great show, ladies and gentlemen. We had to go on 2 accounts today because the truth was just so strong this morning. You stay safe out there too. Hey, if you don't sweat when you're playing the game, you're not trying hard enough, all right? If you're not feeling like you just got done getting worked out, all right, not like that. But if you're not feeling like that, then you're not really in this. I see you, Q-Dog. Hector! Let's go, let's go. God bless you, too. Quit falling for the okie doke, all right? Seriously, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta be a free thinker out here. Dr. Keisha Days is Let's connect to the dot. Thank you. Let's go, Tiffany, for the people. Y'all get out there and keep holding these people's feet to the fire, all right? Another great show. All right, should we do some drill, baby drill? Let's get out of here and do some drill, baby drill, ladies and gentlemen. W Zena. Oh my gosh, look at the time.
So much money, we're going to pay down our debt.
Oh, it's falling again? Oh my gosh, this is
insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill, we're gonna frack. Drill, there's a frack. There's a baby, there's a lesson in your energy. You know she's gonna bang you. Right. Up in there, she was against, stacking against all the stuff. And then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, about a year to
Hey, what did she say? She said, I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical. We're gonna end that, and we will drill, baby, drill. Come here, my sister. Thank you. Seriously. So much money. We're gonna pay down our debt. We're gonna lower your taxes. Hey. Hit it. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack. Hey. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. I mean, you gotta give it to him, right? That's a hot line. All right. Here it goes.
Insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, they do?
They say, why would you
mention Hannibal Lecter? Why would he do that?
We're gonna lower your taxes.
Oh, lower the taxes.
Deep insane asylums.
Uh-oh.
You know, they go crazy when I say the late
great Hannibal. Let's go. How low can you go? Hey, how low can you go? How low? Hey. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say, how much you owe in that house, baby? All right. Oh, you owe 10 million. Don't worry, we'll pay off your debt. How much you owe in taxes? Don't worry about those taxes. We're gonna lower your taxes, cause guess what, baby? What we're gonna do is drill, baby, drill like you wouldn't believe. All right, because we got so much liquid gold underneath our feet, and all we gotta do is frack to get it. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.